Okay, cool. Well done again to all of you lot for making it on the Sunday morning. Welcome to the fourth and final day of Pushing Borders. Woo! The last two panels are going to be absolutely sick, actually. I'm super looking forward to it. The first one, is about the effects of technology in skateboarding. And then after that, we're going to have a kind of independent versus kind of corporate discussion, debate. So that's going to be sick. So I'm just going to get right in and introduce all these guys. So first up, Imke is the founder of Girls Shred and currently based in The Hague, working as the social editor for Skateism, the Diversity magazine. Please welcome again, Imke Leerink. And welcoming back, a skater and model from LA, Briana, uses social media to organize skate meetups across the US using her display-only Instagram. Give it up for Briana King. Next up, Hans is a skater from Holland who set up the World of Skateboarding account, which is now clocked up over 360,000 followers. It's Hans Smits. Next, he's a writer and podcaster whose musings have appeared in a ton of skate mags across the US, and now you can hear him too in the Vent City podcast. Please welcome Ted Schmitz. Do it, Ted. And for the second, Ted, your chair for this talk, or the first, you can fight that out amongst yourselves. He's a writer, lecturer, and art historian who's contributed to Jenkum, Skateism, Transworld, to name a few, and also guest hosts Vent City and runs Feedback TS on Instagram. Please put your hands together for Ted Barrow and your panel.
Thank you all for being here. Did y'all see Ted slam? That was fucking insane. And I kind of egged him to do that, so I feel really guilty. So as some of you may know, I broke my arm at last year's Pushing Borders in London, the second day, right there. And so it's really been a pleasure for me to fully participate in this year's series of events. My arm may bear the physical scar of that slam, but more importantly, my thinking and my love for skateboarding now bears the indelible imprint of this event. Put simply, the people I encountered, heard, read, and met here have expanded my understanding and enhanced my joy and gratitude for skateboarding. The stories we tell come from the quality of our experiences, and our experiences are shaped by the conversations we have. I want to thank the entire staff at Pushing Borders, Gustav and John in the wonderful city of Malmo, all the volunteers who I've met, many of the volunteers who I haven't met, all of the volunteers I haven't met. Introduce yourself, for fuck's sake. And my collaborators up here, and of course you all who are probably showing up here, some of you with a pretty severe hangover. Did anyone go to bed before 3 a.m. last night? Nice. Oh, I love you. I tried, I didn't sleep. Nice, I appreciate it. Thank you for your good life choices. So this, has been one of the most intense weeks of my life, just in terms of the conversations that I've had. So please give yourselves a round of applause, and please let's. Okay, so believe it or not, I wrote a long preamble. That wasn't it. I got 0 sleep last night, and I'm not like some raging cokehead. I was nervous, but I had a lot to think about after, as I just said, a really intense week. For a lot of the night, I laid there thinking about all the brilliant shit I was going to say in this intro. So far, I haven't gotten to that. But eventually, that brilliance lost its luster as fatigue set in. I woke up this morning with no recollection of all the cool stuff I had planned to say, so sorry. Instead, and this is when you're sleep deprived and stressed out and stupid, this is what I came up with. Instagram sort of sounds like imposter syndrome. Kind of does, right? granted, this is the first time I've said those words out loud in a setting, and I'm questioning that. Well, if it doesn't sound like it, it looks like imposter syndrome. So to continue some of this mental hygiene issues that we've been exploring over the last few days, which I think is really salient this year, I suffer from imposter syndrome, and I have my whole life. It manifested in my starting skating, pretending to be a cool and Californian, pretending to be cool and Californian while dorky and in Texas, acting like a skater but knowing I was a poser. Through skateboarding, I learned a cultural code that I could use to mask my belief that I didn't belong, that somehow my experience was in fact real when I knew that it wasn't. With that mask on, the outside world recognized me as a skater, but I knew that I was only posing. Through college, I bounced between not feeling like a real skater because of college and not feeling like a real college student because of skating. The emails and papers and communication I had all seemed like long lies that poorly argued for my own legitimacy in either field. I tell you this story as a background for the persona that I have created on social media. It's not me, but it is me. At a time of deep upheaval and personal crisis in my own life, I created an account as a playful way to mediate my experience as an adult in graduate school and a skateboarder, which are basically like the two imposter syndrome roles par excellence, and somehow to try to reconcile them. Social media, which is what we're going to be exploring today essentially, is the manifestation of the modern imposter syndrome that we all carry around in our pockets. A highly mediated public platform through which we focus our most private and vulnerable subjectivity. Subjectivity is a construction of the self, a self produced through specific dialectical exchanges that are unique and personal to all of us. Being old as fuck, and not particularly internet savvy, I am deeply wary of the wholesale good of offering up our subjectivity for free on social media. Our own tastes and drives are invaluable consumer information, and social media not only surveys but sells our subjective desires back to us. For my account, I performed a subjectivity that wasn't really my own, hypercritical and hypocritical, embittered, only interested in skate parks and fashion. This was the anti-me, but of course, it was also me. Wasn't my catharsis, like I was expunging my bottled up rage against skate park kids, but it was, in fact, me building up, post by post, a wall of digital blocks behind which the real, sincere, fragile, and probably unlovable me still hides. I played the role of the old head gatekeepers of my youth who harshly corrected me through heckling, who I feared saw through my mask. I fear them then, I pity them now, and to some extent I am them, whether satirically or not. Satire, of course, reveals the truth by telling a lie, and I wonder what truth is actually available through social media. Now, naturally, my experience with social media and the imposter syndrome is my own, but in the conversations over the past few days that I've had with my collaborators on this panel, some of whom run aggregate accounts, some of whom run personal accounts, some of who, like me, hide behind a constructed persona, I've noticed a few notable patterns, some truths that we all share. We'll get to those today. More broadly, through our accounts, we all directly engage with a certain kind of technology and subjectivity, a subjectivity that is rooted in our love of skateboarding. Will it save us or enslave us? Open-ended question. Don't want to answer that one right off the bat, but I think to turn the attention to my collaborators, and rather than talking about your origin story with skateboarding, which may come up, I'd like to kind of ask how each of you got into running your accounts and what sort of personal crises led you there. So maybe I'll just move from my left and go on, Hans.
Well, the personal crisis was a broken ankle. So
Perfect. Yeah.
You got a lot of time on the couch and just being bored and always being into skateboarding, seeing other Instagram accounts and just scrolling through Instagram and just randomly started one, not with a philosophy behind it, just started it and thought I could post the stuff that I liked, my style of skateboarding, what I enjoyed seeing, and just started posting and never stopped posting. And it, my style of what I liked, my taste, it evolved over the years, obviously. So it has also changed on the page, but the personal crisis obviously was a broken leg, and then that's where when the followers started coming in, and I just enjoyed having it from the start. Like having 1 follower was nice, and having 10,000 was nice, and then getting some more was also nice. And so
Must be nice.
yeah, but the personal crisis was not. It healed up well, and then I just took it from there. So no further personal crisis, but that's it basically.
I think we'll probably get into like the personal crises that have ensued from running an account. But Briana, if you could comment on just where you were when you began. I mean, how long you've been running your account, and kind of what formed the decision to start it.
I was living in another country, and I basically got detained and ended up in New York, where I knew nobody at all. And
that sounds like a crisis.
yeah, and that's how it started. It was just I was somewhere where I knew nobody, didn't know anybody, and I was just basically living through the internet, and that's how it be.
Cool. Imke.
Yeah, so I actually started when there were a lot of girls skating when I started skating, and when I found out like forums online and stuff, I got in touch with like a bunch of girls, and Candy was one I was looking up to because I saw her in a skate park when I was starting out. Yeah, and I actually started like making blog posts, and it all started on MySpace in 2007. But yeah, yeah, I was just really intrigued by seeing other girls, and I didn't know there were actually a lot of other girls back then. And so I started making blog posts about news, like things going on in the women's skate media, and also like posting, reposting also in that time kind of the blog cams from the Girls Skate Network, and all that stuff really, yeah, led to, once Instagram was coming up, led to Instagram. And at some point I didn't have a website and blogs anymore, but yeah, so that kind of.
So does the same decision-making process of like kind of picking and choosing inform your building your account as Hans described?
Yeah, I don't know. I really was into the news stuff. So I started with like posting news, and also with fashion back then, like new collections and stuff like that, and girls getting onto teams or doing like contests back then. And yeah, now it's more like the girls posting their clips and they send it to me, and then yeah.
You repost.
Yeah, repost. Yeah.
Okay, Ted, you seem like a man of many crises. One of which we like nearly witnessed like 5 minutes ago. That's probably the last time I'm going to bring that up, but that's all I'm thinking about. So, do you want to talk about the accounts you run or contribute to, and what your attitude is?
It does not feel good to hear your own voice coming back at you. Okay, can you hear me? All right. So. Personal crises, I don't know. It was 2017, and I really like The Onion, and I love Hard Times, and I thought that there's a lot of America can be a very lonely and very terrifying place, and to make sense of it, you sort of you have to develop a very distancing sense of humor from it often, or I do, and so. I saw that it was okay to rip off The Onion by Hard Times. And, I've jumped too many levels.
First of all, like...
I'm a contributor, and I make the graphics for, and I write the captions for the Nut Daily News. It's a satirical news account. And
he's outing himself, right?
So anyways, I run it with 5 people. I'm not the only one who writes the things. But basically, skateboarding just... it got so absurd on Instagram, and I felt so distanced, and just like I wasn't hurt or anything, but I was working kind of a crappy job and had a lot of time at night, and I'm pretty good at Photoshop, brag, and so my friends are writing these funny jokes what if it was the case that the army actually didn't want the barracks recruits, and what if the only reason why Oscar Rosenberg is so good is because Sweden has such good health care, because he can afford to get hurt more than others, and so it was a way to kind of just make sense of some serious things, like the tragedy of being a skateboarder in America, where if you break your arm, I guess you can fucking die or something, and also to constantly the explore page is it takes up an hour of your life without you even realizing, and so it gives you something kind of something to exercise your own agency when you go through that stuff. So the personal crisis is just being lonely in America and having funny friends.
Yeah, I mean, I think like nice. I think this moment in the West is, no matter where you are, you're probably experiencing a time of deep personal crisis. But yeah, I think being in the United States currently is a crisis. Yep. Because I think you and I do something kind of similar, where we either behind a persona or behind a sort of anonymous fictional news agency take a satirical approach to what we see is wrong with skateboarding on Instagram, and like the skateboarding the way that we experience it. And to some extent, Hans and Imke, you produce this skateboarding that like fills old heads like myself with nameless dread. so like it's a really interesting kind of like I'm curious, as I would say that like in your curation, like what sort of skateboarding do you like to privilege, and what sort of skateboarding do you ignore in Instagram?
I ignore the clips with a lot of trap music on it, and
I live for those
and
things.
where you see like 30 seconds of run-ups, and then 20 seconds of sliding away from the trick, and then the actual trick. So I ignore those, and I just come up with clips of the people I actually follow on my personal account that I love seeing skating. And I think I've been just repost them, the stuff I really like. And what I most like doing is posting about people I actually know. I've met a lot of people this week. We've been posting some of them, and I've got the most joy out of that, actually.
Yeah, so it's using your account as a platform to promote skateboarders and a type of skateboarding that you like.
Yeah, and I think there's been quite some Breed kids on the page, and just like young kids in general, I think, who I can give a little bit of shine on the platform, and then I don't know, I think it helps them a little bit. So,
Might. Yeah, probably. Imke, what sort of clips would you not post on your account, perhaps?
Well, I try to not like post the like we see as posers or something. Like I don't know, there are some girls that seem to want to have attention by their clips, but I don't feel like I should be judging that. But I get overwhelmed with clips though, so it's hard to make like. I even get like comments sometimes in my DM, like I never get posted and stuff like that. And you don't have to take it personally, but in the beginning I did, like, oh shit, I need to post it right now because they're like mad or something. But I don't know, I just try to post everyone like as much as I can, but I can only post so much a day, and it's like I cannot post like 30 clips a day. But
do you feel that burden of like not being able to please everyone?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, in the beginning, especially like when it became like bigger Instagram, and a lot of people wanna, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people want that exposure there because they see that girls that get posted, get following too. So I think they maybe feel like if I get posted, I get that following. But for me, it's not even about that. I post the girls because I see potential in them, or I see that the girls are an influence to other girls, either if they're beginner or more advanced. So I try to also not only post like girls that do like real banger tricks, like also girls that, I don't know, like do some, if it's like a small line, but it's like big for them. And other girls, I feel like the girls that are like beginner more, like they even get more views because people can relate to that and not to the banger clips.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very careful with when I would review a child's skate video because it may not. I don't know if anyone follows it anymore, but like I often just talk shit, the most vicious shit about children. Both in my personal life and my public persona. But privately, in the DMs, I assure these kids that, like, if I saw this at the skate park, I would clap. Like, please don't quit skating. It's rad that you're skating. Please, and also try to, like, develop a way of skating where you're not always looking for approval, because I really deeply worry that one very negative side of social media is like it cultivates this desire for attention that really sort of makes people quit, you know? Like, and they shouldn't quit. Skateboarding rules. Like, so through my like little role, I get to be like, nah, that sucks, you should quit, fuck you. But privately, I'm like, that was rad, keep skating, I love you. It's, either way, it's a weird responsibility to bear, to think that someone is actually looking to you for approval, and that the approval that you give is actually, no matter how positive, it's poisonous. You know, the skating outwardly and like looking to others, it's natural, we all perform, but it's also kind of dangerous. So yeah, I do think that like tastes end up getting refined as the more clips you get, the more skateboarding you see, the more you're thinking about it, you start to create these categories, which I think Instagram is interesting in the sense that this is where this is happening very quickly. You know, the call and response is like immediate. To shift a little bit, I want to talk about like the community events that you organize, Briana, through your account, and how this is like sort of in some ways the opposite of what the rest of us are doing.
Yeah, but also Girls Shred, it's not even, you don't even want to be posted on there because you want followers. It's just like a whole new vibe. It's just like, fuck, did you guys see I was in Girls Shred?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck. So yeah, it was never, a lot of people stressed about it, and it's not because of followers. It's just like, that's just our platform. It's kind of like our Instagram magazine, and that's where we go to find other women. But yeah,
hell yeah,
it's pretty sick. And that's where I found all of my friends. And yeah, thank you. I forgot what you said.
Me too. I'm still really nervous, and it's. Has anyone complained about there being a handrail in the front of this thing? Like, it doesn't calm the nerves to stare at a thing that will probably break your leg if you try to skate it. Like, I've been focusing on that. I was gonna focus on that little kicker right there, but then seeing Ted do like a front flip down the bank ramp.
I thought that was the last time.
It's not calm my nerves. No, my question was, a lot of what we end up doing, just look away from the handrail, is very much in our own DMs and our own accounts. And I think what's really amazing about what you do is that it's about like meeting up with people, using your phone to connect with real people in the real world, and like expand your world through the act of skateboarding, which social media is only a tool to access. So, and I think that your Genesis story kind of connects to that. So if you could describe that a little more. Or did I just say the whole thing? Can I come to your meetup in Paris, and can you describe these meetups?
Okay, what? Describe my meetups?
Yeah.
Can you just say like one short sentence?
Or like,
what?
yeah.
5-minute diatribe.
Rant.
yeah, even if I wasn't skateboarding, I would have just had meetups anyways. My meetups are a vibe. My meetups are a function. It is a place to feel sick as fuck. Yeah, I just needed a place to feel like me, and I don't know, that's just what it is. It isn't about skateboarding. People go there to talk to each other. People go there to go start their own meetups afterwards, or like a lot of people have started their own poetry groups or exercise together or anything together. So it's just a function, basically.
But it seems like a very interesting use of social media, which is the social aspect and
Yeah.
actually not the media, right? Cool. And how have you used that platform as well to kind of like mediate between your roles as a model and a skateboarder?
Yeah, I never put much work into it. I just never expected any of this to happen. I was just I just made a simple post and it just started growing and growing and growing. But yeah, it's kind of hard to speak about because I never really made an effort. It's just like I want to hang out with all these people. I want all of these people to meet each other. I am just gonna post on my Instagram. It is so simple. Just make a simple flyer, post it, and then everyone pulls up.
So let me wrap my head around this. You haven't tediously and indulgently overthought every possible ramification of Instagram like me?
No.
Cool. Someone needs to have that experience. Another thing that I thought was astonishing, and I'm not sure I believe you, but I'm going to take your word for it, is that like you don't get negative comments or DMs.
Yeah. I remember, yeah, I don't really get any negative DMs at all. Maybe it'll just be like, your pants are weird.
Yeah.
But
In my world, that's like I would blush.
yeah, no, it's just like, thank you. But I don't know. I have no clue how that happened. I think it's just, I don't know. Because even when I guess the other women that I skate with, people will comment about me on there. So we'll all like have the same exact edit and we'll all post it to our Instagrams. And people will talk shit to me, like about me on their pages, but no one will ever come to my page and talk shit there. And I don't know how I got so fucking lucky, but it's sick.
Yeah. I got really lucky too once. And then immediately it was followed by some negativity, and we're gonna like go into trolling in a second. So Hans, can you describe like my desperate search for approval on your page?
Yeah, well, since Ted has always been roasting people on Instagram,
Satirically.
yeah, we wanted to do the same thing to him. So we posted a story of Ted doing two slappies,
They were sick.
switch crooks, like front side and back side. And I told people to go nuts in the comments on the story. And after a couple of hours, I started watching the answers to what people said. And the first one I saw was, I love him. And the second one was, he's a faggot. So that's probably like the perfect example of the positive and negatives of what people can say on social media and be the people they don't know. They don't know who it is. So it's a perfect example of that. It sucks and it's cool.
Yeah, I've found that one of the negative things of running this account and engaging directly with hundreds and eventually thousands of people in these type of conversations privately is that you hear some horrific language and are exposed to like some pretty, I mean, it really, I was just like, wow, you know, skateboarders have been diverse, but I didn't know I had so many fucking white right-wing nut jobs in my community, like shit. And I get it, you know, I invite it, but I'm curious that like with basically two aggregate accounts, like where you see the most negative comments and how you mediate that.
On my page, the most negative comments actually are, I think, on clips I post from girls, which really sucks. the other day I posted something from a local girl from this town. Her name is Mira. She kills it. And we filmed 2 clips, and I posted it. And one of the comments I saw after 24 hours or something was like, "Oh, is this all it takes to get on your page? My 38-year-old is getting up right now and doing those tricks." So it's mostly I think guys wanting to they don't understand that it's they don't understand the girls community. Obviously, within a lot of, if you have a lot of followers, there will be some idiots.
Yeah.
So they will, and idiots always feel the urge to speak up. And I don't really go into the comments and comment on it, because it's just gonna be like a dumb thing to do. But there's always other idiots commenting on idiotic comments. So it's when someone starts, it's always there's gonna be a dialogue of 2 idiots, and it always ends up with
A forum
fuck
of
you and
idiocy.
fuck you, and then they both go home, and that's it.
After first like trying to character assassinate the person by going on their page and be like, well, you're holding your baby here, so you're dead, fuck you. Imke, as in your all women skating page, like what is the tenor of the comments, and what are the most consistently negative comments?
I feel like it's the most negative comments is on the clips that are like beginners. People are like, why is she posted? Because she's not good, and I'm 10 times better than her. I should get like all the views and stuff like that. But I actually I kind of try to moderate it, because I feel like there's young girls on there, and some comments can get so nasty that I don't want them to be exposed to that, because we also have to make sure the girls or the women want to, like, you know, keep skating. And I feel like if you're exposed to so many negativity, they might not, or feel more intimidated even to go to like a skate park with like male dominated, you know, like. So I also delete comments, and if it's really, really getting out of hand, I block people easily. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I have a long block list.
Same.
Yeah. And
I don't even know. Never checked the list, but I'm sure it's pretty long.
Yeah. No, you have to scroll a lot. I do the same thing, and I've also had that thing where I will have the conversation privately where I'm like, I like your skating, you're cool, thank you for contributing. It's gonna be funny if I make fun of it. Do I have your permission? And they're like, yeah, dude, totally, great. And then like, they'll look at the comments and they'll be like, hey, you know what, on second thought, you're an old bitter hater. Like, haters gonna hate, like, you can't do what I'm doing. You can't kickflip off that quarter pipe to flat, so fuck you. And then I have to like mediate the comments and realize that my joke, once again, fell flat. So, Ted, I would imagine that TNDN also gets some lunatics.
Yeah.
If it would make you more comfortable to hold the mic in your armpit while speaking, though.
Yeah, we're doing well up here. So, yeah, no, straight up, like part of being a mature adult is knowing how to pick your battles, but I just don't believe in that. I believe in fighting every fight that comes in front of you. And if you come, it's like, yeah, you know, like, God damn it, man. Like, there's fucking libertarian skaters, and I'm sorry if there's like libertarians here. It's not all of them are bad, but they'll fucking, like, I'll make a joke about like what a goddamn nightmare it is, you know, like how, you know, I'm making a joke about healthcare. Like that's one that we come back to a lot, right? And it's like people are like, oh, thanks for pushing your socialist agenda on these kids, and I'm like, awesome, dude, cool. I hope you have 5 fucking hours, because we're going. Like, I stay up late. And so, yeah, like, and I do have to delete a lot of comments. Like, usually, if there's hate speech in the comments, like, boom, they're out of here. But if they, like, if we are making a joke about a pro and it's kind of like a lighthearted one, like, you know, I don't know. Sorry, Theo. Theo just texted me that he's my sound guy for this. I don't hold my mic to my face, and so, anyways, Yeah, so like we'll make a joke about a pro skater, and it's kind of good and lighthearted fun, like something like 2007 Chris Cole wins 2017 King of the Road because he just and and he's so gracious and kind enough to donate all of his surplus points from a decade ago to Element. What a kind and generous guy. And someone will come at me and just say like, yeah, Chris Cole's the worst fucking guy I've ever fucking seen. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, delete that shit. And then, like, they'll call me a coward for deleting it, and then I'll be like, okay, let's go in the DMs. And so...
It seems that you take a wrestler's approach to social media.
Let's go. And I do, though, because, like, and I don't care if people don't get the joke, but I really do care if people are public with personal vitriol. And I never come out of these situations having won them or looking mature or looking collected or like having done anything really good. But I have gotten tremendously pissed off, and I have called so many people motherfuckers. And I just demand that they leave. Like, not just my account, not just the internet or Instagram. I just, like, dude, if you use the F word to somebody, like, in the fucking comments, like, dude, you have to, like, go away, figure that shit out, and, like, maybe, like, in 10 years you can try skating again and, like, talking to me. But it's like, fuck, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I had a very long commute and a very stifling job for the majority of the time that I ran my account, and so I just found it this like horrible escape from my like lame life. And so I engaged in a lot of those conversations, and very quickly I learned, like, the moment you respond, you've lost.
You can't win.
Yeah, it's not like there will be no like tally at the end where you're like, well, I made this point at an hour 3.5, and
I found your fallacy, and you agreed to lose.
Shall we shake on it, emoji? Yeah, but a lot of the comments that we've all talked about come from this notion that like their experience, these angry, frustrated, often racist and homophobic commenters, like they somehow were responsible for their experience. Like, this shouldn't be on your page. This is not what I expect. Like, you're or like that, like your words will have power and influence something in the world in a way which like they don't like. And like the easiest thing to do is like, dude, put down your phone. And I know dude's a gendered term, but it's more often than not idiotic dudes that do this. And so how do you negotiate, and this is a panel-wide question, that feeling of all of a sudden like significance, that people are paying attention to you, and also like responsibility to some extent? I mean, we've talked about deleting comments, but it's also just like, it's a weird world to like navigate where people associate you with this account, and you know that there are like hundreds, if not thousands, of people looking at you or what you do every day. So that, I guess, like power in your own subjectivity, how does that trickle? I'm sorry, my questions suck. It's hard to talk, but I'm really curious. So yeah, have you been like, oh shit, I'm really feeling myself right now, like, because of like world of skateboarding, or are you like, nah, it's just me doing what I love?
Not really. It's just a platform. It's not connected to my face or what I'm not on the page. So I don't even read the comments all the time. Sometimes I do, and when I see I've only had like a couple of times where I went in the comments and just commented one thing back, and but only when it's like really, really mean to the people who's the bad comment about. So I just don't go into it that much, and the DMs it's a lot, so I don't really go in there. So I don't think this question is perfect for me. Maybe I think Imke has experienced a lot more of those conversations.
Yeah, I always respond to all DMs actually.
Do you really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Same, sister.
I mean, see, people send a lot of stuff, and sometimes I, send back a heart or something. But I have like conversations with some girls. I even like people I start to follow and have conversations with on my personal account because I try to help them out because they're really insecure going to a park or they don't have anyone to skate with or they have like questions about certain things. But yeah, with the hate, I really, really hate the hate. So
Hate deserves
Question:
hate.
Is
Yes.
it more guys or more girls hate?
I had some girls haters, yeah.
But
And there
mostly
was
guys.
I don't know, there was like one girl who would always drop a hate comment on every single video, like
Well, how are her clips though?
what, sorry?
Sorry. Well, have you seen her clips? Are they,
I can't remember actually. No, but it's mostly guys. Yeah, always actually. But yeah, if it's not really too much of like it's not too nasty, like it's just like oh I don't like this or she's. I should have had the views or stuff like that. I don't respond to that, but if it's really getting out of hand, I would get into the conversation, but in a positive way. Try to turn it around. And actually what happens is that the whole community jumps on it and people are like actually in a positive way people try to get that person out, like you don't belong here, we are the women that stand up for each other. So yeah, but I try to delete it if it's getting out of hand. So I have had, actually last night I went through some comments to check if I maybe missed some because I delete a lot of the hateful, but I actually have some screenshots on my phone from like comments that are pretty weird. Like,
Oh, we're gonna get into screenshots.
yeah.
Briana,
Yeah, to go back to like numbers or whatever you asked, I think it makes me I never feel like I'm the shit. It makes me a lot more uncomfortable because people already know who you are before you go somewhere, and not many people look like me, so I'm pretty recognizable. But I think it'd feel better if I was like World of Skateboarding or Girls Shred where I had numbers and my face wasn't there. Like if I could only have display only, I would definitely choose to have that instead of like using my face because it definitely puts a stress on me like, oh, I see you skating online, I expect you to be this way. So it's just like, fuck, I know all these. When I go to a skate park, almost every single time it's like people come up to me, take photos, and they're watching every fucking single like thing that I'm doing, and it's just overwhelming. This makes me feel overwhelmed. So I almost never go to the skate park unless it's LES because that's my home.
True, mine too. I mean I was so. Amber brought this up yesterday, but like the kind of damage that the attention brings to young skateboarders or just all skateboarders. Sometimes, it is inherently performative. We do like approval, but also sometimes you're just having a shitty day, and like skateboarding is your only form of physical release. And this is something those of us that put our faces on our accounts and like have a following, like this is something we've negotiated and agreed to do. But the downside of it is that like the most personal thing to you, which is like your interaction with your skateboard, ends up being a very public and performative thing when it doesn't need to be. Okay, cool. Digest that. One of the things I did is I crowdsourced some questions just to give you a sense of what it looks like for my followers. The first question, this is, I guess, directed to Ted. When Ted is late to the panel and runs in panicking, ask if it's because he misplaced his hat.
The panel here?
Yeah. This came from Instagram. I did a survey.
Oh, I have a different hat on today. I don't know where my other one is. It's a welcome hat.
Nice.
No, I wasn't late today. It was good. I am often panicking before we record a show that I do with some friends. And the only way to get through it is to imagine that nobody's there. And that's why this is terrifying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I have a new hat.
This one comes from, I guess this one is good for everyone. Where would you people be if Instagram never implemented videos to their platform? That was not loaded at all, right? You people. Where would we be?
I wouldn't be here. So thanks to Instagram, probably I'm here. But well, back to normal life. If there's no Instagram, I would be in the exact same place, working in a skate shop, skating with my friends, and it might be easier not looking on your phone a lot of times of the day. So for me, I think it would change for the better in a way, but on the other hand, it wouldn't get me some of the opportunities that it got me right now. So I think it's 50-50 if I want it or not. So, but if I had to vote, I think, yeah, let's get rid of it.
You're voting Remain on Instagram?
No, let's get rid of it.
Oh, sick.
Like
yeah.
whole
same.
Instagram. No.
All right. Briana?
I'd be on YouTube.
All right. Nice. Imke?
Like same as Hans. I would still, because I want to do more like a session and events. I used to do them more often back in the day. So I would still be here, but not on social media, not on my phone that much. Yeah, but still working with girls and women in skateboarding and trying to, make a difference for them.
Yeah. Ted?
I don't have to worry about video because I make stills. But
you post your clips on your personal thing.
Of course, yeah. So, and I'm not very personal with Instagram because it's like you don't need to, maybe there's a picture of my dog every now and then, but I fundamentally don't believe that you can understand me through seeing my personal account. So I really just try to put skate clips there every now and then for the local scene to get hyped on. And I go out skating every night between like 11 and 1. I try to get like pretty fucking
Dude, you're talking so
out there
fast.
into the world so that at least there's some impetus for other people to go that like, hey, it's hot as fuck during the day in Arizona. It's like 111 degrees. Like, at least we can go out to that curb that's at that restaurant that closes at midnight. And so, I mean, where would I be? Yeah, I'd still be in the parking lot, but maybe every like 5th or 6th session, somebody wouldn't hit me up to maybe go join me. I mean, yeah. Fuck, man, without Instagram, dude, like, I'd maybe be in a better cafe working. It's hard to know.
Valet parking a better car. All right, this one, like, is a dumb question, but they might elicit some good answers. How much for a repost? And what I mean by that is, have you found a way, like, do you charge for a repost? And have you found a way to monetize your account? And what's your attitude towards monetizing your account if you haven't monetized your account? Who wants to go first? All right.
I get a lot of these questions, and like a lot. And I got one from an electric longboard company, and how much for a repo?
Boosted. Oh shit, that was too close.
And I said 2,500 euros, and he was like, okay, let's do it. Where do I send the money? I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But it's 200,000, 2,500 euros there to pick up. But I didn't do it. But and I usually don't do it. I've had it in. I've done a couple of things, but not a lot lately. I don't think the last 6 months I haven't done anything for money. It's sometimes brands want to send you product, which is nice.
Yeah, free shit's good.
You can give it to your friends and use it yourself, obviously. But I don't. I think when I'm, if I would do that, because I see a lot of pages doing it, and they have ads every day, and they probably will make a lot of money out of it. But I think it's still the page I run because I want. It's the taste of things I like, and I don't like the other pages posting ads, so I just don't do it. I think it would also shorten the lifespan of the page. I think some people I want to follow the page, like my friends and whatever, and people I know, and I would like if they would follow the page, and they would probably unfollow if it's not clips anymore and not the stuff I like. So I'm not. So I try not to monetize it actually.
Okay. Yeah. Briana, do you? Yeah. Shout out to integrity. Have you found a way to kind of make a living from this?
Oh, like repost or like actual like sponsored post?
Sponsor posts or just your own?
Okay.
Does
I
Instagram
guess
make
I can do
money?
both. I always repost for free. Like I have a lot of women, mostly if it's women, if they have like a brand or if they want me to post their skate video or whatever the heck, their music, I just usually just post it. If they ask me to, I'm just like, whatever, okay. Yeah, my whole, I guess most of my income comes from sponsored posts.
Okay.
I hit up all the companies that I like and I offer them like a package. I don't wait around for anyone to hit me up. I'm like, okay, this is what I can do. This is what my rates are. Like, do you quit me? Let's get it.
Nice.
But yeah.
Do they often F with you?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Instagram pays my everything, I guess.
Whoa. Imke, do you monetize?
I never made money with it because I don't. For me, it's like a aesthetic thing too. I feel kind of bad to make money from giving other people spotlight or shining a light on others. So it's kind of hard for me to come into that. So yeah, I never made money, but I do giveaways, and I get whenever I do a giveaway, I get product that they give away with the contest, and I always give it to my friends because I can't skate anymore. So I have a lot of decks, and I give them to my friends because they don't have money to buy a new deck, and then. But yeah, no money. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, there's like a crew of 6 skaters that all skate this curb by my house, and as far as I'm concerned, they all skate for real because, thank you, Jim. I disseminate decks that I sometimes get to these kids, and that feels like I'm actually doing something good instead of bringing more hatred into skateboarding. But Ted,
How much?
what's your attitude towards monetization? Because I know you're not making money from this.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not a fucking fan, dude. I don't know if you guys saw Chris Cole hucking McRibs to kids. That kind of bummed me out. And people have kind of, said like, yo, dude, like, they're usually like jokers though. Like how much to get a post about our gear and shit. And it's like, ideally we've made the joke that, like, dude, if you pay me $5,000, I won't make fun of you. Like, but, and like, for $10,000, we won't even mention your name even positively, like, just to be distanced from us. And if anyone from Nike's here is listening, like, we talk a lot of shit on Nike, and if you want 100,000 grand, like,
let's break bread.
100,000 grand, $100,000, you can have it. So ideally, I'd like to monetize in that way. Just buy me a couple years off. But no, we have a hard time talking about labor and skating, and especially these aggregate accounts. Like, not your guys because they're personal, but like I have an issue with how the Barracks runs their shit, dude. It's fucking unreasonable that they're taking all these kids' clips who are doing the labor. Like maybe they're not. Obviously, it's unpaid labor, which is a goddamn nightmare. But then they're redirecting through a link on their bio back to their page where they're selling banner ads, and it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I sort of took it personally when on the Nut Daily News, you said, Instagram account hits 10,000 or 10,000 followers, hits T-shirt button.
Oh yeah.
Because
that's a friend of mine's joke.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think so there's a perverse desire right now to say some adept comedians have talked about this, and some other smart writers have talked about it, but it's like you're getting some attention, that there's some vague income flow that you can gain from this, and so you go, okay, I'm getting attention, now how do I get that money? And I think a lot of times for people who are using other people's labor, it's not I don't know if it's justified, but I think there's just a huge problem, and then especially there's like if somebody has like a viral tweet or something, then they want to like capitalize on the moment, and they think, hey, maybe like I could buy like 70 mediums and 30 larges with my joke on it, and then like I could make $500 and that would be good. So I think that desire is maybe like if your desire is to be an entertainer, to make a living off making an output or building community and finding a way to get sorry, I keep taking my mic away from my face, and
he's like, been the sound guy too. So.
I know, it's a nightmare. So yeah, so when there's just kind of this desire to be to go from thinking like, oh, this would be funny, to being like, oh, people think this is funny, you want to give me $5? That's, I think, a little scary to me, and I think not so good.
Yeah, I've right. In my own experience, I've found a way to monetize my Instagram account through like making T-shirts and stickers, and that seems to me like a.
You're the problem.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, who needs more T-shirts? And I've also understood that it's sort of, I've never been in a band, and that imaginary band that I've never been in never made T-shirts. But if I am to push that threadbare T-shirt metaphor further, I would understand if people once bought one T-shirt from my imaginary band, but at this point, we have a surplus of shirts that I've made because I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm killing it. Sold out like the first few ones. Now I'm just like, dude, no one wants more than one T-shirt of me. But I've also found a way to demonetize my Instagram account because it led directly to me losing my job. And so, and that is in a very extreme terms, a way. The most negative ramifications of my running my account was getting fired because of someone from who like I was communicating with contacted my work, and I lost my job because of it. And I realized that there was like a greater responsibility than just trying to be funny and making a joke that no one got. But I think a bigger thing in the way that we all, not just us up on this podium, but we all in 2019 have to contend with is how much time we spend disengaged from our actual lives through looking at our phones.
Wait, are we going on to a new topic? I want to say something.
No, please go on. Please, yeah, comment.
Oh, I just wanted to say that I guess like before Instagram was a thing, I was a real life model.
Yeah.
And because of Instagram, it gives me so much control on how I get to like shoot everything in my life. Like rather than like when I was on set with the whole team, I had to do everything their way, feel uncomfortable, and it's just the best platform for me. I still get to work with those brands, but I get to book my friends, I get to pay my friends, and I get to shoot everything my way, and it's just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're exerting control over your image, and like as a essentially visual medium or a visual industry, the fashion industry, like that's important. So you have a strong look. Your look is going to kind of serve your brand, but their brand, but it's also going to serve your brand, and that's.
And like even before, like when I had to be on set, you had to be like one size. You had to be sample size. I had to eat a certain way. Definitely had an eating disorder before Instagram because I had to be this one way. And since I've had control, it's just I've been able to be in control of my whole entire life. So it's pretty sick.
That is pretty sick. But in terms of time, how much time are we how have you been able to marshal your own like autonomy from your phone? Like, is it one post a day or is it 15 videos a day? How do you negotiate that? And have you changed the way that you interact with your accounts?
Yeah, when I started, it was way more. I think I post like 5 clips a day, 6 maybe, and I always try to post. Like I felt the need to post because I wanted to make it like grow the platform, and then if you stop posting, it's not growing. So that's right now I think the last year I haven't really been worrying about it. Sometimes I'm not posting for 2 days, and this week I have only posted like 5 clips in 7 days or something. So I don't really worry about it anymore. I used to do it, but I'm not really on my phone a lot anymore. But I am on my phone when I'm, I like spending time on my phone if I'm filming friends or posting the stuff that I want to get out there. So yeah, in a sense, I spend less time on my phone right now than I did 2 years ago. But the time I do spend on my phone, it feels more valuable somehow, I think.
Okay. Briana, how long?
I still spend a lot of time on my phone, but before I was worried about posting consistently. So probably for the first few years, I probably posted every single day, didn't miss a day. I can care less about posting now. I just make sure to reply to all of my DMs, and there's a shit ton. So I spend a lot of time on my phone, investing my time in making others comfortable that are not able to be at my meetups. Mm-hmm. So I spend a lot of time on my phone, but
it's time well spent.
I'm happy doing that because I'm talking to people. It's not just like scrolling and worrying about myself. I'm worrying about others. Yep.
Yeah, I used to be way more on my phone. I even, I don't know, I even had the mark in Instagram. I don't know, I don't think people ever saw that, but you get this mark if you have seen like all posts from the last 3 days.
What?
So I actually saw, what is his name? I live in Instagram names. This guy, Breadcrumbs, what is his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw him actually screenshot that and post it on his Instagram. I was like, shit, I'm not the only one now. Like, nice. But yeah, that was way back, and now I feel, yeah, like they are saying, I don't feel the urge to have to post something, and now I'm really busy also starting working full time, so I just post on Girls Thread. I post mostly like 4 times a day, and now maybe 3. And I also work for Skateism now, so I post like 2 times a day. But DMs is like taking most time, I think, and actual commenting or engaging with the girls, and yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like, at least with this couch, like the DM exchanges are overwhelmingly positive, and it's about encouragement and support, and I don't think you or I do that at all.
No.
So how much time would you, when was the last 5-hour knockdown drag out debate?
No, yeah, I spend a lot of time on my phone. To your last point of monetization, it has led to me making like $1,500 from Thrasher last year, so that was a thing. But so I don't make nothing, I guess. But I got my mic, Theo. But in terms of how much time I spend on my phone, I spend a tremendous amount of time on my phone because I stay up late, and my girlfriend goes to sleep at like midnight. So for 4 hours, it's me and the phone, baby. And so yeah, no. What I've done is, I mean, most of the shit that I put out into the world, I do all the promos on Vent City. Typically, Ryan will cut some of them. So then I guess I don't do all of them. So I just lied. And but I usually spend most of my time in front of the computer, in Photoshop or in Premiere, cutting promos and cutting and making composite images, and that takes usually 5 hours a post. And then writing takes a long time. I write 2,200 characters, which is somewhere around 500 words, and that takes maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes. 3 if it's a really good joke. And so by the time that I get my things out,
seeing if people got the joke, which is super important.
Yeah. So by the time my things get out into the internet, I'm usually very done with looking at a screen, and then I just check comments for hate speech, and then So, but I know that I spend more than 4 hours a day on my phone.
Yeah.
Just from whether it's DMs, like, because I'm also on like some other accounts. It just like I don't know. I like doing it, and it can make me feel pretty isolated. But I was before 2013 as well. And what comes of it is like I've been able to make it sort of social with and not just like the trolls that I spend way too much of my life talking with, but I've met some good friends now.
Yeah, we've met
from
here.
being on the internet, and so those those couple hours a day, I feel like give me a tremendous amount of return.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so why don't we shift?
Maybe I should have told you to stay off your phone more, but I think I maybe just advocated for being on your phone all the time. I'm sorry.
He's actually sponsored by AT&T, so so I think it's time to move to the Q&A. So thank you all. Oh, nice, perfect. I see where it's going. Yeah. Sorry. So with the paper up.
Okay.
Thank
Shoot
you.
me in the right direction, please, Ted.
Black tank top, paper up.
Kirby.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you, everybody, for creating this space. And I'm so glad that we also have a Q&A at the end of this. I guess it's a question to everyone at the end of this, but it's also a comment about responsibility and also accountability. We talked a little bit about this in the skate media panel. And I think it's equally, if not more important, to talk about this in social media, because we're not just talking to people that are going out and buying a magazine or like seeing an ad come across wherever they're walking, whatever they're doing, but we're directly talking to people that are like taking a shit on the toilet. Like we're directly talking to individuals in their personal spaces. So there's a lot to be said for accountability and responsibility in what you put out there. And that sort of flows into like Hans was saying, that you post things from people that you know, like you post things from your friends. And I think that social media sort of creates this echo chamber for us all, where we're just sort of seeing what's within our bubble, and then that's echoed, and we rarely get the chance to see diverse or other views or other types of skateboarding, non-traditional skateboarding, normative sort of people. And I think that we all need to take a little bit more responsibility in that. Like in just posting videos that are like yourself and of your friends, you kind of create this landscape that when you do post a female or a non-traditional or a queer or non-binary or trans skateboarder, that you do get those sorts of comments because you've kind of like created the landscape for those comments. So this is a bit of a question to everybody, because I'm so sick of being in the trenches, like for myself as a woman skateboarder, but also on behalf of my queer skateboarding friends and trans skateboarding friends and non-binary skateboarding friends. I'm so sick of having to be in the trenches and making these comments against this sort of hate speech that we see. So can everyone just show up for us? That would be really nice. Like, don't show your privilege and say, oh, that's dumb to get into that, because it doesn't affect you, but you need to show up. Please. Response? Sorry, and I'm not calling you out, I'm calling you in. Like, we all need to be vulnerable and talk about these things and grow.
Not really sure what to say, but so I do post a lot of my friends and the people that I like and that I follow, but I think it's really wide what I post. I think I try to post a lot of girls actually, since I really like that, and yeah, I try to post as much as possible of the stuff I like, and the widest trans homosexual. I don't care if it's cool. I will definitely post it. Send me some clips and I will post them. Whatever. It's so not sure if I don't think it's a good answer, but it's not. I try not to live in a bubble or maybe if I do live in a bubble, send me a message and get me out of it, so I can be of more help somewhere.
Yeah, thank you. And that's a great start, is recognizing that.
And maybe we should get in a DM conversation sometime later. Just send a message and we'll get into it. It's also something I want to say. I've heard a lot of great, like people doing great stuff on like in people doing a DIY, people doing magazines, skaters, and whatever. I've never really been into like. I don't look those things up and automatically repost them. But if someone has an idea, like anyone who is here this week, and if anyone has an idea, just send it to me, and I am really down to try and help by putting it on my page and getting it some more exposure. So please do that.
Thank you, and that's a great start. Sorry, I'm just going to respond to that response. Thank you, and that's a great start. But it's also great to be able to have people that have your back in the comments section as well. Like if you are controlling these pages, it would be really nice to have support from the people that control these pages in calling this shit out as well. Thanks.
Thank you. If I could also respond to your very important comment and question. Running my account the way that I did not only opened up myself to a lot of like kind of personal attacks, losing job, for example, but also it was an exercise in like realizing that I had very little control over how the joke that I thought was so well crafted would be interpreted. And I did start to see the limitations of that persona and like what I did. And so over the last year, particularly after the first Pushing Borders, I ended up devoting more time to highlighting like sincere, good sort of organizations that like do cool shit in skateboarding, unlike me. But I also think that in many ways that I'm not trying to avoid that responsibility, but this was not my personal page, and it was about a very what I had diagnosed to be a kind of like lame subsect of skateboarding, which was like skate park clips on Instagram, often edited trap music, and that was going to be the thing that I didn't like was going to be the thing that I spent a lot of time doing. But I ended up I don't know if I do it well. I don't think I do. Being on a panel and doing a podcast is the way that I actually explore these issues, and as a writer and a scholar, these are the ways that I confront these things. But immediately, no matter what your attitude is, your responsibility becomes like crystal clear to you once you start interacting with people who are also coming into it, bearing their own baggage, bearing their own subjective responses that you have no control over, and that's been an incredibly eye-opening experience for me, and hopefully for some of the people that I've had exchanges with. So, yeah, thank you very much for your comment. Would anyone else like to respond? I'm sorry, I totally feasted on the hammer time on that one. It's a Greco phrase.
Yeah. If it really hurts someone or I see someone being homophobic, I will back them up. Yeah. But it's also that there's so many comments sometimes, and like older videos, you don't really get to monetize everything. So, but I would really appreciate if someone would send me DM and point out, a comment I missed or a discussion that got too heated or people getting hurt. Because I would like put them in their spot in a nice way. So, and then the community also helps out. So they notice that, and everyone will have their back in some way. So that's
I mean, one of the takeaways, and I'm eager to move to the next question, but one of the takeaways is that no matter what you come into running your account and interaction with another person with, you have to listen to the person you're speaking to. You have to regard them. It's next to impossible, in my experience, on social media, but that immediately engenders some kind of exchange which can be transcendent or can be totally stupid. Next question, please. Ryan, I saw Ryan, your hand went up.
Hi, Ted. How's that pitcher of water doing?
It's fucking gone, dude.
I guess I kind of want to bring the last questioner into this because this is something I think about a lot. I encounter some hate speech, some vile comments, DMs. My strategy in the past has been to just block and delete and not engage with people. And I think that there's like a real currency in divisiveness and vulnerability and like putting yourself out there and talking about ideas. But can you all speak about that a little more? And maybe also the last questioner, like whether or not we think like, is it worth the time to try and educate people who probably aren't coming from a good place, or maybe, or do we spend the time and the hours? I don't know. Because part of me feels like these big accounts like Metro, World of Skateboarding, like we might be better suited just to deplatform these people and just block and delete them.
Yeah. The only example.
Yeah, let Briana go.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're all right, Ted.
Okay, I have a friend of mine. She's, well, they are non-binary. They only reply to negative DMs, and and it shows when they reply to comments, those people have no interest in having an open mind or just seeing what you have to say. But when they reply to their DMs, the person hating on them usually ends up changing their mind, and it just goes a full fucking 9 million. So I don't know, maybe since they do that and they have millions and millions of followers, and you can go through their page, they're called Rain Dove, and yeah, it's just shown there that, I mean, maybe when you do get a bad DM, try there and fuck the comments though.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's kind of it's different, right? The private, like you're having a private conversation with someone versus like a commenter on a comment section they're coming from a much different place. It's a lot more performative.
Yeah.
I also just block and delete it. Sometimes I wake up and like the time difference, and I have a lot of followers from the States. So when I wake up and I see it's like super heated and really painful to watch, like read it. I'm immediately. Sometimes I don't even read the whole conversation. I'm like, just delete it and block the person that started like the whole like bashing people and stuff. So.
I don't.
You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything.
I don't have.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything.
No, yeah.
Next question.
Okay, next question, please.
There's more hands over this.
Yeah. Sure. Can you return the mic to? Tell me your name. No, to the.
Kirby.
To Kirby.
I just wanted to see what you thought.
I think it's just important. It's not only just about like.
Hi. It's not only just about changing other people's minds, but sometimes it's just nice to see that people are showing up for you. Because a lot of the time you read these comments and you see that no one else has backed you up, and that can be soul-crushing. So, and also, some of these people that are making these comments, they might look like you, so you're better off approaching them, and not in an aggressive way, but like kind of calling them in, not calling them out. So it's better off that someone like you approaches them rather than someone like me, because you look like them, you have a way that you can talk to them and change their mind better than I could.
Thank you. I see a waving hand. Gustav in the back, huh? All right, I'm terrified. So, Gustav's all the way in the back, black sleeve.
Hello. Ted. No. I really liked what you said about how confirmation is poisonous, and how the danger of hyping kids. And I just wanted to bring some context to that from here. That we've had some Instagram sensations here, that high school kids that have gone to the school, and all of a sudden in the kind of Instagram revolution, they've gone from just the skaters to having thousands and thousands of followers in this kind of time when traditional skateboarding had rewarded people for a long process of working on a video part and getting ads and getting recognition, which could finally turn you pro. All of a sudden, people could have more followers than established pros or even big magazines in a matter of weeks. And these kids were put under immense pressure or took immense pressure onto themselves to post, to film a clip every day, to make every trick they did revolutionary, or something new, something that would get them more attention and more likes and so on. And so the psychological danger of kind of getting hyped, and also the lack of infrastructure behind those kids, because there's no sponsors that'll actually pay you or anything, and the lack of a system to monetize. I just thought to bring that information in, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on that kind of, is there a kind of solidarity or sustainable posting when you repost, for instance, or when you comment on a kid? What's your thought process behind that dynamic, essentially?
This is a question that's directed to me?
I guess all of you, just to hear your thoughts, but I guess people who are posting and reposting skateboarding have some kind of role in that.
I think I have something to say to that, because I've actually never really thought about that before this week. It's always been, I just post clips, I like it, I'll just repost it. And this week I've had also a conversation about this thing, and there were examples of local kids, and that was a moment when I thought like, oh wow, maybe I am part of. It's also a negative thing. It's a problem where I might be a part of. So for me, I think, starting as of this week, I'm gonna try and maybe run it on a different way, or because I don't really have the answer to your question, but I think I also need help in how to, in my thought process of what to post, and because maybe I was part of putting the pressure on those kids, and that was never my intention, obviously, but because I thought I was doing like reposting them, oh, it's good for them, they would get some people who might notice them, so it's a good thing. So for me, the thought process is about to change, I think. So not really an answer, but so I'm curious to see what other people have to say. I'm gonna learn a lot, probably.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good question. It's kind of hard to answer, because I know that a lot of the younger girls, actually the parents reached out to me, so they let me know they are running the kids' accounts. So then I don't know. It's some of the girls are already super famous, and I don't know if we actually can help them with the part of being followed by so many people, and then how to deal with that. But we can absolutely play a part in maybe, try to not post too many little girls or something, or I don't know. Yeah, it's a good one. I will take this into account for sure, like Hans is saying too. Yeah, it's a hard thing to think about, I think. Yeah, how we can change that.
Yeah, my tendency is to historicize skateboarding because I'm old, and I think about probably the video part skater replacing the contest skater of the late 80s and early 90s as being another moment of sort of tectonic shift, and then like the web part replacing the tangible video part as being another thing. But the difference in those constructions is that they were supported by an industry. The industry built upon a very strict hierarchy, often centered in California. And one of the liberatory things about social media is that to some extent, it levels that hierarchy, and it allows for kids to become stars through their accounts without any sort of support from this deeply fraught skateboarding industry. On the other hand, it seems like it just proliferates the gaze and like leads to like a different, more systemic kind of exploitation that, again, like that's what I identify as poison, And I think this is the moment we're in. Every moment in the history of skateboarding and humanity, there's been that sort of like, this is good, this is terrible. Like, how do we negotiate between the two? But I do very much worry that like, it's not for me to say. I'm old. I don't have any control. But that like this generation of kids that have grown up through Instagram, through skating, and through presenting themselves, are missing something that I think is really fundamental, which is that like textural account of like you alone with your skateboard by yourself, not like doing it for anyone else, and also the people that you meet through it. Yeah.
Okay, a couple more questions.
She's got to, I don't know your name, you've got to, okay. Please.
My 10-year-old skates, and she doesn't see any of the posts. So the parents have responsibility too. So you could help them, maybe in the DM, understand that, like understand the industry.
Cool. Another question. Thank you. Yeah. iPhone in the back.
He left.
Okay. Yeah.
Occupy style.
Thanks, man. Where's it going?
Mic check.
Thanks. Hello. I guess something that I've been thinking about is the way that specifically Instagram kind of puts skateboarding into this very kind of scopic frame where we are looking and experiencing through looking. And something that I've been hearing a lot, especially from non-traditional skaters and queer folks and women, is this idea that, and Danny, I guess, said this directly, is that skateboarding could be thought of as like a somatic experience, is that it happens in the body and it's in kind of the sensation of skateboarding that a lot of its power is expressed. So I guess I'm wondering, because y'all are all Instagram experts, what are ways that we can use social media to maybe highlight that aspect of skateboarding as opposed to the watching and the talking about and the maybe more toxic aspects of it that you've highlighted throughout the talk?
Good question. You mean outside of like the classic, put down the phone and go skate?
I mean, if that's so at the front of our minds, maybe we could try and go a little bit past it.
Oh, well, I think what he's saying is that skateboarding is bodily and Instagram is visual, right? Yeah. And so how do we use our platform, if we chose to do, to encourage people to explore the physical side of it and understand that rather than this purely scopic side? Yeah?
Yeah, and I think that like meetups obviously are like a really great way of folks on the panel to do that, but I don't know, something to think about.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that all of us, not just those of us up here, like we use our Instagram accounts to go skate with people quite often, and like it's cheap and corny, but it's fun to film a clip and put it up and like film a clip with your friends. So, I mean, I ended up skating more because of it.
Yeah, filming made me more comfortable. My first year of skateboarding, before I was skateboarding, I didn't really have any friends. So my first year of skateboarding in New York, I didn't really know how to socialize. So the only thing I did was vlog and film everybody. So I think, I don't know, what we're doing is already good. I don't know.
There is something deeply vulnerable about saying, see me, I exist, and this is how I choose to present myself. And I think that at its best, that's what fuels our desire for, it could be an exchange of sharing how you skate, how you look, who you are, but it responds to a fundamental human drive that I think we try to get to, right? Another question? Yes, in the front. I don't know your name, but I skated with you the first day. You're awesome.
Likewise, thanks. So as tech has improved, you see platforms like die out or they become catered to something more specific. So I remember MySpace, I was like, oh, cool. Not only do I have a profile, but I can add music. That shows a bit more about me. I don't know. And I guess now it's gone back to being really heavily based on for music when I try to log in and find old photos. Instagram, for me, when it came about, I thought, oh, skateboarding has always been documented. Instagram is perfect for that because we're always documenting stuff. But what do you think about the idea of if Instagram, dies out, or if it totally takes away from the element of making skateboard videos and going to premieres? What do you think maybe is next? Maybe that's a business adventure and you might end up being loads of money. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on what might happen? Sorry.
I have some thought. I mean, I think many people are aware that the founders of Instagram have recently left Instagram. This was maybe 3 or 4 months ago. They envision starting another platform. It may be the case that Instagram already has too much of a foothold and will just crush them as soon as they try to get off the ground. They're owned by Facebook. Facebook is a monster. But I think for those of us who have grown up entirely online, starting with AIM through sub-profiles, Zanga, MySpace, LiveJournal, into fucking, I don't know what the hell. I'm on Twitter, and I have 4 Instagrams. So it will die, and there will be, phones are not going, they're only going to get better cameras. The act of documenting skating to show and to be social with it will only grow. And I think that the platform, because of the structure of the organization and where the money flows, I hope that it dies, and I hope that it dies soon.
Yeah, my response is a little pessimistic too, is that I was thinking this, I forgot who I was speaking to in the first day, because there's been hundreds, but someone was like, no one's using social media like the way that you do, or something like that. And I was like, well, how are you supposed to use it? Because I feel like the only way that it's actually supposed to be used is if with intention we let companies know where we are at all times, what we want to buy, what we like, who we are, and how they can sell shit to us. So I assume when Instagram inevitably dies, there's just going to be this new flashy thing that's even better at fucking with us.
Yeah.
What would you like to see with the new venture?
Oh, more trap edits.
Sweet.
Well, I think social media platforms, not only in skateboarding, it will be hand in hand with the general technology that's evolving. So, kids who are skating, they will automatically jump on that. And so, if Instagram dies, there definitely will be something new, and it's going to be flashier, faster, probably. So, I think the way everybody, at least I use Instagram, it's definitely possible that it's hand in hand with. It can live next to full videos, and I think it's important to. I use it sometimes to post stuff from real magazines, from post stuff from full videos. I try to highlight that and let people small kids that don't know about that thing that it's out there, try and let them know that it is there, that there's also a long-term thing in skateboarding, and not just a short-term thing in social media where you just scroll through Instagram and forgot what you saw 30 seconds ago. And it's really hard to let kids go there to that place and show them, but I think I'm trying it, everybody's trying it, and I think and we all should keep doing that, so those things can keep existing, and I think we can use the short-term thing to highlight the long-term thing and let it coexist in a really good way. So I think and I'm still figuring everything out. For me, I'm just doing something random. But I think we need to figure out how to do that in the best way possible to never let go of the things I liked when I started skating, like the long full videos. So I think I'm again still learning how to do that. So, but I think, yeah, we should just help each other in doing like protecting the heritage of the old skateboarding stuff.
Okay, we've got time for one more quick question or quick answers. Where we go?
I'll let you choose.
No, look, he has the longest arm.
I think this guy has had his turn off quite well, hasn't he?
Hey, thanks. This is a slightly different type of question about social media in the skateboarding, and I guess it could lead into the next panel a little bit and might send us into a longer spiral than I intended. But I was just wondering what some of your favorite and least favorite ways brands engage with individual skaters via Instagram. And I don't necessarily want to get into like a big talk about what their place is, but just for the panel, what are some of your favorite ways and least favorite ways that brands use Instagram?
Do you work for a brand? Are you using this as research?
I don't work for a brand. I am using this as research.
It's not specifically a brand, but I really like Memory Screen from Jan-Maarten Snape from Holland. I think he found the perfect way of taking old videos to Instagram, and I think he's done some stuff for brands as well. So I think he's doing he's re-editing stuff and taking it to social media, and I personally really like what he's doing, and I think it's a perfect example to me of how to get the cool stuff up on Instagram. So, and for other brands, I have to think for a bit, I think. So.
I fucking hate it when they talk like human beings. There's nothing worse than having a brand that is let's imagine like the highest case, like, Bank of America says Monday's got you feeling like, and then they post a picture of like a seal sliding down a slide and splomps onto some sand. It's like, I'm sorry. So I understand skate brands aren't Bank of America, but I'm suspicious of them in similar ways, and I'm not very nice to brands. I don't really like the way that companies are structured. And it is just beyond frustrating when they co-opt the language that has, I think, developed in a very fun spirit of, I don't know, memes are like a community thing, and I don't like when they try to be like, hey, like, we're a giant monster. Let's try to like be relatable like an 18-year-old. That is... So I hate that. You're here to sell me things. Ask me if I want to buy it. I don't. But just don't try to be a cheat about it. I don't know. That's it.
I was racking my brain with an answer. And I think that, honestly, if they make me want to go skate, I'm in a position where I really don't care about the product. I'll support the companies I support, but like Poetic Collective makes good videos that make me want to go skate, and so I follow them. Like Free Skate puts up sick clips. Like I want to, like, those make me want to go skate, and there's the great thing is that smaller companies are a lot more agile and kind of have less over administrative control. Like there's no one else controlling what they're doing, so they end up doing the more exciting thing. Those are the ones that I pay attention to more generally, and it's also really funny to see the older brands kind of stumble over this like new parking block that is social media. Great. Thank you.
All right. Okay, that is time. So please put put your hands together and please thank you to the panel one more time. Ted, Hans, Briana, Imke, and Ted.